Dusan Vlahovic might be the answer to Manchester United's offensive problems. With the January transfer window coming up, Manchester United is likely to look harder for a replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo over the next couple of weeks. Expect a lot of strikers, like Dusan Vlahovic of Juventus, to be linked with a move to Old Trafford. The Serbian forward is one of the best young footballers in Europe, and he could be the perfect match for Erik ten Hag's attacking, fluid style. Vlahovic first came to attention at Fiorentina. In the summer, he left Florence for Turin and signed with Juventus in a deal worth more than £65 million. The 22-year-old has played 15 times for Juve and has scored 7 goals. Juve is third in Serie A, 10 points behind leader Napoli. He also played in the World Cup, where he scored 1 goal in 2 games. This wasn't enough to help Serbia get out of the group stage, and the tournament was a disappointment for the country. Vlahovic would give Ten Hag a real point of focus in the middle of his attack. At 6 feet 3 inches and with great power and technique, Vlahovic looks like he was made for the Premier League. Vlahovic would definitely make United more dangerous up front, which could be the difference between making the Champions League next season or not. Since Juventus is reportedly having money problems right now, a deal looks much more likely than it would in normal circumstances. This would be appealing to the top people at United, who know that they need to fix other parts of the team in addition to getting a centre forward. Arsenal, among other teams, have been linked to the big striker a lot this summer. United would probably have to fight off other teams to sign him. Juventus will do everything they can to keep their best player, who is already a fan favorite at the Allianz Stadium. But if the financial reports are true, they may not be able to change their minds. Ten Hag has said in public that the front line needs more people, so we expect United to be busy in the next few weeks. Marcus Thuram is probably going to move because Manchester United is interested. Marcus Thuram, the runner-up at the World Cup, could move to Manchester United in January. Erik ten Hag is said to be interested in the French forward, who has also caught the attention of Bayern Munich and Tottenham Hotspur. Bild, a German news outlet, says that the Frenchman may have already played his last game in a Gladbach jersey. After coming on to replace Olivier Giroud just before half-time, the Borussia Mönchengladbach forward helped Kylian Mbappé score his second goal against Argentina. Thuram's contract with Gladbach ends in the summer, which has led to rumors that he will leave and join a bigger club. His club performances this season show that he is definitely ready for the next level. So far this season in the Bundesliga, the striker has scored 10 goals and set up 3 others. He likes to play in the middle of the attack. Thuram has often been used on the left side of Gladbach's offense in the past. But at 192 centimeters tall and with a decent amount of speed, the 25-year-old is giving centre-backs a lot of trouble. He has the kind of physicality that Erik ten Hag's offensive options clearly lack. He could be a smart addition in January. Thuram would like to get a small fee because his contract is up at the end of this season. That would be great for Manchester United, who need to fill a lot of spots soon and might not have a lot of money to spend in January. The Red Devils spent about £227 million on players during the summer transfer window. The club's unclear ownership situation could also make it hard for them to sign a star player. Thuram could be a good way for United to improve their offense in the short term. He could also be a key member of the team if they spend a lot on a centre forward in the summer. Manchester United said that Diogo Costa, a big star in Portugal, will cost a huge amount of money. Manchester United still wants to replace David de Gea with Diogo Costa, but FC Porto says the goalkeeper will not leave in the middle of the season unless his release clause is met. Correio da Man, via Sports Witness, says that President Pinto da Costa will not consider any offers that are less than €75 million in January. That probably won't surprise anyone, since Costa has been a big part of Porto's good run in the Champions League so far this season. The top player for Portugal just signed a new contract that lasts until 2027 and raised his minimum fee release clause from €60 million to €75 million. It's possible that Costa's new contract was made in order to stop clubs from trying to buy him in January. At his old price, clubs that needed a new goalkeeper might have been able to afford him. Since De Gea's contract is up at the end of this season, Man United could be the most likely to sign him. The club has the option to extend the Spanish player's contract for another year, but they are unlikely to do so and pay him £375,000 a week for another year. United is still trying to make their wage structure more fair, so a new deal on shorter terms is still possible. But if De Gea leaves, the goalkeepers will need a lot of new money. Martin Dubravka is leaving at the end of his loan, Tom Heaton's contract is up, and Dean Henderson, who is on loan, has probably burned all his bridges at Old Trafford. Diogo Costa, who is 23 years old, would be a great long-term solution for United's number 1 spot, but he would cost a lot and the team needs help in a lot of different ways, so that would be a problem. That would be even more true in January, when the Red Devils will be trying to improve their offense and maybe add a right back after spending £227 million on players in the summer. There doesn't seem to be much chance that De Gea will be replaced in January. The player has been doing well and has learned to use some of Erik ten Hag's strategies. Bringing in a replacement in the middle of the season would cost a lot of money at a time when the goalkeeper position is not, yet, a top priority. Manchester United will play Burnley in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday night, but Jadon Sancho won't be able to play because he hasn't been back to training yet. Last week, manager Erik ten Hag said that the 23-year-old is struggling physically and mentally. He was not with United's warm weather camp in Spain, even though he was not at the World Cup. Sancho had a good start to the season, but his play got worse after England coach Gareth Southgate didn't pick him for the September Nations League games. Due to the break in the Premier League, Sancho hasn't played in 2 months, and he's been working on his own fitness program in the Netherlands. Now, the Manchester Evening News says that the winger who used to play for Borussia Dortmund has not yet returned to United's Carrington training complex before the domestic season starts again. Because of this, Sancho won't be able to play against Burnley on Wednesday in the 4th round, and it's not clear if he'll even be able to play at all during the busy holiday season. Ten Hag had previously said that Sancho wasn't fit enough to join United's training camp in Spain. This left the Dutch coach with few attacking options, since Cristiano Ronaldo's contract had been cancelled and Marcus Rashford and Antony hadn't started training again until the beginning of the week. Ten Hag said earlier this month, when asked about Sancho's problems, "I don't think he will be back this week, no. We want to bring him back as quickly as possible, but I can't give a prognosis of when that will be. Sometimes there are circumstances with fitness and mood. We got a drop of quality level and sometimes you don't know why or what is causing it. That is what we are doing now to try to get him back there. It is a combination of physically and mentally." Asked if his omission from England's World Cup squad played any part, Ten Hag added, "There's huge competition with England. Even at the World Cup, every game is difficult to know who to start because there's so much talent in the offensive line. When you don't show it week by week you can fall out of the squad, which is what happened." A financial expert thinks that the Glazers lied about a huge amount when they sold Man United. The Glazer family may not agree to a full takeover of Manchester United because they want to keep control at Old Trafford. When the Glazer family said they wanted to sell United, it sent shockwaves through the football world. The richest people, companies, and sovereign funds around the world took notice and said they were interested in bidding for the club. It was said earlier this month that the Rain Group, which is helping United with the takeover process, hopes to finish the sale by the first quarter of next year. Another recent report said that United co-owner Avram Glazer met with investors from Saudi Arabia and Qatar while he was in Doha, and that the possible sale of United was on the table. Avram Glazer is said to have talked to owners from Saudi Arabia and Qatar. He is also said to have talked to investment firms from Dubai. United fans are hopeful about the future, but it's possible that the Glazers are using the takeover process as a ruse to get money from outside sources while still keeping control of the 20-time English champions. This is what Dr. Dan Plumley told Football Insider, which talked to him about money. Plumley said, "A partial sale is good because the main owners can still run the business. They, Glazers, keep being the most powerful people in the club, and they keep getting new money. The club's growth is being paid for by someone else. However, they would be giving up a piece of the club, which would hurt them when it came time to figure out dividends in the future. Plumlee says that the Glazers' reluctance over the years to put money into United is a strong sign that they are trying to stay in charge while someone else puts money in. Their words are just a way to make a bigger plan sound less harsh. Dividends would also still be paid. Thank you for watching.